Hi, I'm Justin, founder of Voice of the Forgotten. Today we're in central Mexico, in downtown Morelia, Michoacán, outside of the Orphanage Irekani. We helped this orphanage a lot. We donated food, clothing, uniforms for schools. But the big question stands, why are we outside and not inside with the kids? And I'll explain that to you coming up.
No me hablen de respeto si no saben dar la mano. Yo sé bien quién es quién y lo tengo anotado. El que vive de mentiras no se mira reflejado y el que actúa como víbora termina envenenado.
Join us as we uncover the darkness behind Mexico's orphanages and find the ones where your help can truly impact a child's life. So we're just leaving the Orphanage Irekani. I find it just much easier just to explain while we're on the road because we have hours. We're driving hours here and there, and so it's just easier to talk about each individual orphanage. I want to show you where it's at, or that we've been there and we can't get in. There's just something about the physicality of it, of showing up and being there, and at least showing you guys where it's at. And talking about it just a little bit. But I first met Sandra maybe 2.5 years ago. We'd heard about her, and Sandra's the founder, and so we brought a whole bunch of, we brought rice, beans, we brought food, a truckload of stuff, and we brought it to her, and that was our first introduction to her, and she reluctantly opened the doors, and that's the trade-off here in Mexico. If you I didn't know it was conditional. I just thought we'll just always bless an orphanage every time we go. But I later would learn you won't even get doors open if you don't show up with stuff. So it's, there's plenty of darkness associated with that, right? But I was passing by. There was like my third visit there, and I knocked on the door, and the kids opened the door, and I was in the common area there, and I thought I'll go say hi to everyone. And so I went to go past the kitchen, and one of the employees there had this big wooden spoon and was hitting one of the girls. So she must have been 8 or 9 years old, the girl, and yelling at her, and just feel the hate, and it was just harsh. And man, it hit me hard. And I said, you know what? Let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can shine any light into this place. And I wondered, how could Sandra allow this kind of treatment of a child by one of her employees? And I would later learn it flows from the top down. Sandra used rejection to control the kids, right? These are kids who've been abandoned by their own parents. And so if they did something she didn't like, she would give them the silent treatment for days at a time. And it was a tactic of manipulation and hate to touch that wound of rejection within the child. And so there was so much turbulence within the children in the orphanage, and they were a tool for her. They were a tool for her income. She would parade the children in front of different churches, because here in Mexico nobody gives. Well, heck, in the U.S. almost nobody gives, but here it's another level. So she'd bring them to different churches and bring all the kids around, and to try to get donations from the Christians and try to get help from them, because they were the ones more likely to give. But behind closed doors, there was a lot of hate. There was a lot of darkness there, and it's hard to get access. She did not like people. After that one time I dropped by, she says, "Don't come by without prior permission," and they want to be on alert. I caught them off guard. They didn't know I was in the building, and so I imagine, so everybody's on their best behavior, right? So, anyways, we developed a plan to help her shine more light into the child's life, right? Because punishment comes from hate, but discipline comes from love. And so we wanted to help her transition from punishment to discipline with these children. And we developed this incredible plan. It's been working in other orphanages of accountability to the adults that are in there and moving to discipline instead of punishment. And it was just outright rejected. She wanted nothing to do with it. The attitude was, who are we to tell her how to raise kids in her own orphanage? And hey, unfortunately, that's her right. So we stopped helping economically at that point because we're not going to help hate. We're not going to assist darkness. We're just not going to do it. It's not going to happen. We're not going to assist in poor treatment of children. We're not going to be a part of that. And so once the economic support stopped coming into her, she cut ties with us pretty quick. She wanted to take control and say, well, you know what, thank you for your help. And she did. Thank you for your help and all your assistance, but we're cutting the ties now. So that's the story on Irekani in central Morelia.